Everybody, how are you guys doing tonight? This is an impromptu live. My name is Michaela. Welcome to my page. I am the owner and operator of Paint Fixation in Middleburg, Florida. I'm just putting in my information now so that you can have it. My website's on here. 1 minute. Okay. So when you come on, you'll see my comment there that has my website on it if you're interested in any of the products that you see tonight. I was supposed to go live with my friend Kristen from Lost and Found Mercantile. We were going to do a dual live on her page today, but it didn't work. We were all distorted and it just didn't work. So I was like, well, I've already got everything ready for a live, so I might as well come on here. I know that you guys have seen a lot of what I've done. I'm just trying to get this where y'all can see what I'm doing. I know that y'all seen a lot of what I've already worked, this type of stuff, but I was going to be on her page, and her followers haven't seen this project. But so now we're going to do it together. How is everybody? Hi, Debbie. Okay, so let me pull this up on my phone because I cannot see comments on that thing. Let's see. I'll turn my volume down. When you come on, please let me know that you're here, where you're watching from. I'm going to show you. Hey, Jackie. There we go. All right, I'm just going to set that right there. Okay, so I'm working on a home sign, and remember I told you guys that I'm not a steampunk girl? Well, I did that book, and I kind of got a little bit of addicted to it, and so I'm going to do a home sign. I do these home signs for the resale store that I sell my stuff out of, where I have my booth at Junk in the Trunk in Fleming Island. And I do your typical home signs, you know, the blues, the creams, and the whites, and they sell very well. But I thought, you know what? What if there's people out there that don't want that? Maybe somebody wants the funky steampunk stuff. So I'm going to do a steampunk home sign. Hey, Cindy. So I started it already. So this is what I've got so far. Okay. Oh! All right. So this is my base. I've already got these glued on here because I'm done with these. So what I did was I painted this in rusty nail. This is this color here, okay? And I then coated it with the caviar and chocolate. I just smooshed it all over, put the black and the brown on there, and then I sprayed it with vinegar and water, 50-50 mix, and then I let it sit for a little bit, and then I just kind of tapped it off and wiped it a little bit. And it gave me this really cool, let me show you. It gave me this really cool look, like on the edges there. Something I don't think I could have gotten with a paintbrush. I really like the way it turned out. It just kind of looks old, and I don't know, I like it. And then the letters I did with, I'm going to show you how I did these letters. And I did these letters very similar to the way I did the base of the book that I did. When I was on live with you guys, I did the WoodUbend live, but I didn't show you how I did the base of the book. So this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do these two pieces here with the colors that I used. And if you look at them, they kind of have a metallic shimmer to them because I used the metallics and I used the, you see that shimmer to that? So it kind of almost looks like metal when you're looking at it at an angle, and that's kind of what I wanted it to look like. So they're wood letters. As you can see, they're just pine wood letters that I get wholesale. And hi, Lisa. Welcome. And so I wanted them to kind of look like a little bit of metal. And then I'm going to put the WoodUbend, and I'm going to use, I'll show you what I have, what my idea is. So this is going to be my base because I do need a little bit of a lift on here. And then I'm going to use this piece here. And then I'm going to do some bendy pieces on here. But I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to paint these for you so that you can see how I got this, this metal look. There's none of a secret to it. It's just me smishing stuff around. You know, to to get it the way I want it to look. Literally, I just paint them until I like the way that they look. So y'all are going to get to see my crazy process when I'm doing something like this that doesn't really have, so it doesn't really have steps that I use to do it. But I did 2 of them, so I'll kind of have a pretty good idea of how I wanted it to look. And since I didn't get to go live with Kristen tonight, y'all are the lucky ones who get me tonight. I wasn't planning on going live at all. And then I had a really long couple of days, and I was in the sun this morning, so I was kind of just, sun tires me. But then she asked me if I would go live with her, and I was like, of course I'll go live with you. And then we couldn't get it to look right. It was all blurry and distorted. So I was like, well, I'm not going to waste the time that I was going to spend. Might as well do it because it's got to get done, right? Okay, so what I did is I've already coated these with caviar, the black, or black. Got a little piece of something in there. And I'm using this old brush because I don't want it to be a real smooth look while I do it. Thank you, Debbie. And I have it already in this little container, which I've told y'all before. These containers are awesome because they're from the dollar store, and you get, I think you get like 5 of these at a time for $1. But for some reason, this cheap plastic cleans so well. So as long as you keep the lid on these, the paint stays nice for a long time, and it comes out really, really easy. Because I've used different plastic pieces. Even these cups, they don't clean that great. And, you know, they're not cheap either. Because y'all know me, I'm frugal. Okay, so the first thing I did was I did a coat of caviar. Now I'm going to go back over it with another coat, but I'm going to mix a little bit of caviar, and I mean not caviar, this is caviar, vintage duck egg. So if you can tell, let me add a little bit more. Thank you, Judy. I am feeling so much better. Thank you so much for asking. Boy, it's been a rough couple of weeks between sinus infections and back pain. Whew. Yeah, I am feeling a lot better. So see, I'm adding, see that little edge on there? I'm just adding a little bit of the duck egg in with, see that's a little bit lighter. The great thing about the way I did this earlier was there is no wrong way. I want it to have a metallic look to it, and so the vintage duck egg almost becomes like a silver when you add it with the caviar. It's kind of crazy, but that's what it does. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a glare. I apologize for the glare, guys. But as you can see, it's lighter in those areas. Hi, Joan. Yes, I'm glad. I am so glad that I've given you a little bit of confidence. Because let me tell you, girl, I am not a steampunk girl, but I had that book in my house for a little while, and I was like, you know, I kind of like that. But I did take it up to the shop to sell. It hasn't sold yet, but my books, do y'all remember the books that I did with Vintage Duck Egg and Grunge? Those books sold the day after I brought them up there, which I'm going to do some for myself too. Okay, so I'm adding the Vintage Duck Egg to the black, and it's giving me a little bit of a silver tone, just a little bit. Oh, I hate this glare. I wonder if I turn off that main light. Hang on. I don't know if that's going to help. That's my fan. Is it a little bit? I think it's a little bit better. So you see that's a little bit of a silver. So now that I have it, it's a little bit lighter. So now I'm going to add some Pacific Metallic. And these have already been stirred up really good. And I'm just going to very lightly dip the same brush in here. It's not contaminating it because these metallics are strange. They kind of lift. I don't know, I guess the materials that they're made out of. Okay, so let me see if I can get this kind of not to be blurry. Okay, so you can see, all right, so I'm just going to add this to an edge. I'm going to put a little bit over here. Okay, can y'all see that? And I'm going to add a little bit over here. All right, so now I have my blue, and now I'm going to add some more caviar. And I'm just going to start doing a crosshatch action with it. And now what happens is the caviar and the Pacific mix, and it gives the black a little bit of a steel blue tint. So it gives my caviar a little bit of a steel look to it. You see how I'm doing that? So you see how this is still not mixed in? So I'm just going to mix this one in. Like this. Okay. So now I've got a little bit of the blue mixed in with the black. Okay. See that? And now I'm going to add Gold Digger. The same way. I'm just going to add it, and I'm going to put a little bit right here. You see that? Just a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit here. I'm just random. There's no rhyme or reason. Okay, so now there's my Gold Digger. And now I'm going to add a little bit more caviar back in there. Okay, and I'm just going to do a crosshatch. My brush is damp because it was sitting in my cup. But earlier when I did this, I was able to do it with a dry brush. You see how this brush is old and it's all flat, like a spider? It makes it work. It makes this look very easy to do. So I'm just crosshatch, crosshatch. And I'm doing the crosshatch. I was trying different ways earlier. I was kind of doing a blend, and then, and then I started doing this crosshatch, and it gave me the most authentic looking, like a steel look. Now there's a little bit of vintage duck egg mixed in that. It's okay. Because we're not going for any, it's okay if there's certain parts that have more of one color than another color. I think it gives it even more authenticity. And again, the vintage duck egg turns almost a silver color when it's mixed in with the caviar. It's very strange, but it does. Okay. So now I have, when I look at it, I can see little bits of tones of gold. Of course, it's still wet. And up here, there's blue, the Pacific. Okay, and now I'm going to add a little bit of the silver bullet. And all these colors just build and give it more depth. Okay. So again, I'm just going to randomly place it in certain places. It almost gives this, the silver almost gives it a little bit of a highlight. It's so quiet in here without my fan going. I feel like I'm yelling. Can y'all hear me when I whisper? Now don't forget to SHARE the video, especially my regulars on here that are always so good to me. We want to share the love. Okay, y'all are quiet tonight. Come on, guys, talk to me. Who's here? Still, I've been bumping. It's been bumping up and down. So who knows? Hi, Tracy. It is much better. Thank you so much. Yes, I did. Yes. I didn't even know you followed me. Or did you just come to see if I was actually doing what I said I was going to do? Okay. I was disappointed that we couldn't do it together. I'm going to go in with a little bit more gold. We're going to figure it out, though. That's the second time we've tried it and it didn't work. So if you guys aren't following Kristen from Lost and Found Mercantile. She does a lot of cool things on her page. And we've been wanting to go live together for a while now. Okay, so that's got a nice shimmer to it. Now I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to go back and add the gilding waxes. But do you see there's like a little highlight on the top of the E? Okay, and when you're looking at it, there's just a lot of dimension to it. So I'm going to set that here, let that dry, and then I'm going to do the same thing to here. Okay, so we're going to start with our caviar, and see, it's got the duck egg in there. That's okay, because the duck egg is what gives it that silver look, and I missed a little bit of the wood here on the edge. We don't want people to be able to tell it's wood. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, so now this one is going to have this over the top of it. So I'm not going to be too concerned about what it looks like because very little of this is going to show. So I'm just going to, maybe I'll just give it a good edging on here. We want the edges to be covered because there's some of the wood is still showing through. This is a Sinopoly round that I got at the conference. And I finally found the perfect thing for it. So if you guys have never been to Sinopoly's website, they have some of the coolest wood cutouts. I haven't gotten anything from them in a while with everything going on because I haven't been able to do any classes, but I'm going to start back up. Okay, so I'm adding a little bit of the vintage duck egg to the edge. You see that? And that's going to give us that silver look. It's very cool how that vintage duck egg, maybe it's the green that's in it, but when it gets in with the black, it just turns, to me, it looks very silver, like it's very silver. It's so quiet in here. I forget how quiet it is in here when I don't have anything running. So I usually have my fan running, and then back here, do you see my refrigerator? My air conditioner, it makes it nice and cool in here. But I can't use my hair dryer or my griddle when that thing's going. Can't use the pool, can't use anything. It sucks up all the energy in the whole entire house. But it's worth it because it keeps me from, it gets very warm in this room. That window right there is a west facing room. Okay, so we've got our caviar and our vintage duck egg, and I've just got it all just cross-hatched on there. Now I'm just going to add, there's Sinopoly. I knew you'd say something. So this is the little round you guys gave us at the conference. So I'm going to add a little bit of the Pacific metallic to the edge. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the caviar to it. So we're just getting the edges because it's mostly going to be covered. And then I'm going to show you how I did the gilding waxes on the edges. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a little bit of the gold. Can y'all see how I'm doing this? I'm just very haphazardly adding colors to it. And as long as you keep that cross-hatching pattern, you end up with a very, almost like stainless steel look to it. And I have not added any water. I haven't had to. The paint's very wet. And I'm just working it as it stays wet. So one moment, please. Kristen is saying something. I'm just going to tell her that I'm live. Maybe she'll come over here. So I just had to tell her that I was live so that she would know. Maybe she'll pop over. Yes, Debbie. I am going to do patina, and I've got rust, I've got iron here. I've got some bronze going on. I've already put the first coat so that I can put the second coat on with you guys. So I'm going to do that in just a second. Let me crank up my thing here, because I do think that this helped get with the griddle, because I had the WoodUbend on the griddle the other day. I do think that it helped get a nice. Hey, Kristen. Kristen's watching. Girl, I figured I'm already set up for a live. I might as well take advantage, right? You weren't on there very long. Well, I guess it's 7:38. Okay. We are doing some patina, Kristen. I'm making a steampunk home sign. How's that? I figure there's got to be someone out there that that people aren't thinking about, you know, because maybe there's somebody who's steampunky that wants a home sign. You know, not everybody likes farmhouse. Okay, so this is I'm just going to leave this like this because, again, we're not going to see a whole lot to this, a whole lot of that. Now, let me see. Okay, there's still, let me, oh, I hate to hit I wonder if my hairdryer would work with the griddle going. I'm telling you, I need an electrician in this house. Okay, I'm going to let this dry a little bit more while let me move this stuff out of the way. Put my lids on so we don't get dry paint. I'll bring my patinas over here. So you know with the patinas that you do one coat and you let it dry, and then you put your second coat on, and while it's wet you add your activating sprays, your blue and your green. And iron works best with green. That is what causes the rust. You can use blue, but it just gives a very subtle change to it. Okay, just move this over here. All right, so we'll start with this big one. Okay, so I have iron over here and I have bronze over here. So I'm going to add my second coat. Wait, first let me get my... So this is the blue spray. And I've told you guys in the past, I hope so, Debbie, that you want to make sure that your sprays are shook, okay? And also, when you get them, do what I didn't do. Don't do as I did, do as I said. When you get your spray, you want to take off, when it comes with a little black lid, and this comes separately. And after you use it, take out your spray nozzle and rinse it out in the sink, and then put your black lid back on it, because these are corrosive, and my sprayers don't work anymore. I keep them in to keep, you know, because I threw out a little black lid. I should have known that it was there for a reason. Okay, so I'm just going to pour a little bit in this lid. I'm going to keep them separate, the blue and the green. So I'm going to put a little bit of blue. I think, Kristen, you want me to show you it? So guys, Kristen just came on, so we're gonna favor her just for a moment because we didn't get to go live together. But Kristen, this is gonna be my home sign. Do you see the letters look like metal? How about that? And I used some vinegar on the paint. And guys, I painted that dresser that I'm working on cobalt blue. So my next live will be adding some black wax to that. I need more green spray. I think I might have some in the cabinet. So I'm just going to put this in the other part of this lid. Mixed up a little bit. That's okay. Yeah, you have to rinse them. I didn't. You win some, you lose some, you learn some. I usually learn from my mistakes, mostly. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the brush. I think this is the one I used earlier. Thank you, Kristen. Okay, put this over here, put the lid on here so I don't lose it. Now I'm going to get my iron. I've already got a stir stick. You want to make sure you stir your patina paints really well because you want all the metal bits in the paint. That's what makes the patina paints work so well, is because they actually have metal in them, and the activating spray causes like this sped up patina process. Okay, so I'm going to put my iron on here. This is my second coat, and I like to dab it because I want it to have texture. Because when I look at rust, I see texture. And so we are going to make some texture on here. And a lot of times I'll add sea spray to it, but I'm not going to do that with this project. I'm actually running low on my sea spray, so I'm being pretty stingy with whatever I do it with. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, now I like rust, so I'm going to use blue on here, but some of the green it got mixed in there, but that's all good. So I'm going to use my blue, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm just going to randomly, can y'all see that on the video? I'm not going to cover the whole thing, and I'll go back with some black gilding wax to highlight some of the black. I'm supposed to be doing green. Look at what I told y'all to do. Don't do as I do, do as I say. Okay, now I'm going in with the green. La-di-da. Because the green is what works the best with the iron. Golly, iron. What time is it? Is it time for bed yet? I'm thinking it might be time for bed. But see, this is already starting to turn, and I'm really, really thinking what I have been doing the last few times that I've worked with the patinas is I've really been stirring them, and I think that that is huge. It really, really, really is important. I'm going to get the edges of this little gear here because it's been exposed to the weather. Okay. All right, so this is good. I'm going to rinse this out. That's my green one. Okay, so now I'm going to spin her around and get my bronze. Hi, Aunt Kate. My aunt's watching. Everybody say hello to Aunt Kate. Stir it in. Now it's getting warm in here because I had to turn off my fan. Okay. All right, now this is my second coat of bronze. So I'm going to just give it some texture. So does anybody have any projects that they're working on? Hi, Aunt Kate. Kristen, did you get your waterfall thing done that you're working on? What's everybody working on? Debbie. Debbie says, hi, Aunt Kate. That's so sweet. I got the best followers ever. You guys are awesome. Let me ask y'all something. What do y'all think about me doing like a series of lives? Like organized, not like I'm doing now. Using all the products from like beginning to end and explaining every product in detail. Like maybe 1 or 2 lives a week. I'm thinking it would be good for new people. Now I'm going to just I'm just going over the iron just a little bit, just so that we have a little bit of a cross-contamination so that it doesn't all look so, you know, I don't want it to look like there's a line there, so I'm just adding a little bit in here, just kind of overlapping just a little bit. I probably shouldn't be double dipping into my container here, but I did. Okay, so do you see how I overlapped it just a little bit right there? I think so, Cindy. I'm really thinking about it. I'm thinking it sounds like a good idea. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the blue, and I'm using these small brushes so that I can really just kind of control where it's going. Actually, even when my sprayers did work, I used brushes mostly because I like being able to control the color. I mean, you can't really control it. I shouldn't say control because you can't control patina. All you can do is give it its start and let it do its thing. So if you're a control freak, patina may not be the right thing for you because you can't really control it because it activates for hours afterwards, like I think it's 5 or 6 hours afterwards. But you can kind of control where it goes, just not necessarily like how much patina that you get. So I'm just going to go in here. And now I'm going to actually get my green brush, and I need a little bit more green in here. I use these lids. Oh man, I did it again. I use these lids so I can keep them separate, but it's not working tonight. Okay, so I'm going to go in with just a little bit of green because it's not my favorite, but it does look good when it's, I guess it's because I don't have this flat is the problem. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more up here in my iron. Now, iron is already starting to turn. Actually, some of the bronze is already starting to turn. Let me see if I can show y'all. Like up in this area up in here. You see it? I'm going to put it on the griddle and let it warm up. And then let's do a lock. So I'm thinking on this lock, this is bronze. So I was thinking a bronze lock with an iron handle on it. So I'm doing both of them on here. So I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead with my iron and do the top part here. I just thought that would look cool. I could be wrong. So the green is going to go on here. I kind of made a mess with these sprays. This could be interesting because my blue and my green got a little bit mixed up. So hopefully it'll be a happy accident. Okay. I'm going to go around the little knobs that are like the nails that hold it together. I feel like this needs more green. Okay, do y'all see that? This is blue. So I'm going to put that over here. And then this one I did bronze and copper on the same thing. You know, it's probably not realistic to have bronze and copper metals on the same piece, but I like to do things that aren't necessarily, you know, what people would think. Okay, so that's my bronze. Now I'm going to get the copper out. And give it a stir. Make sure all the metal bits are in there. So who's watching that has used the Patina products before? Has anybody used them that's watching? What happened? I'll tell you, technology. Ugh. on, guys. I'm just trying to get on here. Okay, so who watching has used the Patina products? And if you are enjoying this video, yay, Debbie. I would love it if you could share it. You think for those that you don't know, when you say that word, Facebook doesn't like it. They like people to do it in, where's my, oh, I don't have one. I haven't used the copper yet. Duh. Golly, sometimes I don't know. You know, Facebook doesn't really like you to ask people to do that. But, and my sign is somewhere. I don't even know where it is. Oh, here it is. I would love for you to do this. And if you haven't done this, I'd love for you to do that too. Because if you follow me, oh, awesome, Harold. I haven't seen you on here before. Welcome. What did you do with the patinas and did you like them? Hi, Linda. Hi. I don't know if I tell you, my old brain, I swear. Okay, so I'm going to use just a little bit of the green. It's not my favorite. Maybe I'll keep it on the numbers here. I'll keep it like that. The green is not my favorite. I keep forgetting that the other people like it, and I need to quit worrying about so much what I like. But it's hard to do that. Who's with me on that? Okay, so now I'm going to go in here with the blue. I'm going to put a little bit on the handle, or what do you call that thing? The twisty thing. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, thank you. Cindy, did you get your package? Or was that Sherry? That was Sherry. I'm sorry. Sherry's the one that ordered. Okay, so I'm just adding some of the blue. Actually, this blue and the green spray is kind of mixed. So we might have some interesting looks on here when we're done. Okay. I like that. Ooh, let me show y'all this one. Can you see the rust on there? Ooh, and it's hot too. See how it bends when it's hot? Whoosh. Yay! So Sherry's ordered WoodUbend. I thought you had ordered something. And here's the lock. The lock is already rusted. And the handles are turning. The little nails are turning. Okay. Now I have a key, and I did the key with iron mostly. And then I add a little bit of copper to it. So I'm going to add a little bit of the iron to the tips, kind of like where you would expect it to rust. And then I'm going in with my copper. I think I used copper. It might be bronze. It doesn't matter. We like all the metals. Yeah, I think, Cindy, I think the shipping times are starting to get a little bit shorter. Okay, so I'm going to go in here with my green for the rust. Thank you, Debbie. So Debbie is one of my customers who purchased my color guide. I actually have one printed up over here. I wrote it using Dixie Belle paint colors. And what it does is it takes all of the Dixie Belle paint colors and gives you multiple combinations of colors using the color wheel. I use 2 different color wheels and Color Harmony. It's 21 pages. okay? And it has hundreds of color combinations. Let me get a page. So it has hundreds of color combinations using all of the Dixie Belle colors. You see? And then I took the Sinopoli heart. This is a Sinopoli heart, and I painted it many, many, many times using some of the color combinations. And I have all the neutrals in here. It's a really good guide to use, like if you're not sure about what colors that you want to use on a piece. It's a really good thing that you can use to, like, say you know you want one particular color, but you're not sure what would go with it. And so it's good for that. It's really good for helping you pick colors. I'm actually wanting to do a second or an addition to the guide using colors that blend well, because not all colors that are complementary blend well. So if you use colors that are on opposite sides of your color wheel, you're most likely going to get a muddy brown or gray. Those colors that are on opposites, they complement each other like red and green, but they don't blend very well. So a lot of the colors on my color wheel, they look really, really good and complement each other, but you don't want to blend with them. So I'm seriously thinking about doing a blending guide and adding it to that guide as an addition to it, or bonus. Yeah, Debbie, I'm really thinking about doing it, because I think that a lot of people have trouble with that. I see a lot of people on the forums that they're like, I've been trying to blend and blend, and I've been at this for hours, and it's not working. And you look at the colors that they're doing, and they're either really difficult colors to blend for a first timer. Like, some people need to start with very similar colors first. Similar colors are a lot easier to blend, like, because you don't have so much contrast. And so you don't, like, say you're trying to blend what two colors would be really hard to blend? I did one recently. Stormy Seas and Tea Rose. And there was a third color on there. And it was a difficult blend because the colors were not too similar. I've got one more piece on here, guys, and then we're going to add some gilding wax to that, I promise. So this one's bronze. And it looks like I tend to go towards the bronze more. I'm not sure why. Just the copper is such a pretty shiny copper. You can use the patina paints without the patina spray on your furniture. I used the copper as like almost like a glaze on a piece once, and it turned out really, really pretty. It gives it a nice shimmer. It's a little bit different than the metallics. It's not quite the same as the metallic paints. It's a little bit more opaque. Okay, so that's iron and bronze. So we're going to get our green spray on here. Sounds like my husband just got home from work. You can see the iron that's in the green spray down here. The green spray is like brown now. It's funny. And I tell you, even if you don't dab this, the rust does get pitty like regular rust does. It's just the coolest product. And I didn't really use it a lot until this year. But I've used it quite a lot. Y'all are probably tired of seeing it. But I'm going to be doing some black wax on my cobalt blue piece that I'm working on. And I'll try and come live tomorrow because I'm hoping to be able to start it. I had another repair I had to do real quick today. Not a big deal, but I wasn't able to. So you can see that's already starting to turn. Let me see. Okay, so this one has turned quite a bit, and I'm going to add gilding waxes to this to enhance it. Ooh, that's warm. Okay, so those are cooking. I'm going to put these in my water so they don't go bad. I'm going to put the lids on here real quick, and then we'll add gilding waxes to these. These are nasty jars. Don't look at my jars, please. Don't look at my jars. They're so nasty. They don't even shut all the way. But they shut enough. The paint doesn't go bad. They shut enough. Okay. So I have got bronze, of course. This is the bronze. Now these waxes have been discontinued, but we are going to be getting a new formula. So even though, and I do have a couple of them, I don't have a lot of them left. I think I have maybe one of every, but I don't have any more gold. But don't fret, we're getting more. Okay, so what I did was I took my bronze and I just kind of went over some of the edges. Okay, and I can see the blue from the Pacific Mineral metallic. And I'm just giving it a little corner up like that. Do you see it? Okay. And then I'll go over here and I'll put some here. And all I'm doing is just basically giving it a little bit of interest. And then when it's hanging, when the light hits it, it'll give it a little bit of a shimmer in these areas. So this is the bronze that I'm using right now. And I'm not thinking about where I'm putting them. I'm just putting them anywhere. Okay. I think it needs a little bit here. Now these waxes are oil-based. So if y'all have these, they're oil-based. So you have to wait for them to dry if you're going to top coat them. I don't top coat them because they don't need it. And I use the Easy Peasy wax when I'm doing these like separate. Like I used Easy Peasy wax on the home sign back there. I love it. I love Easy Peasy wax. If you guys haven't tried it, you really need to try it. Okay, so Harold, I used Caviar, Steel Magnolia, not Steel Magnolia, Silver Bullet, Gold Digger, Pacific, Vintage Duck Egg, and Caviar. And if you didn't catch it, I did it at the beginning of this video, so you can go back and look at the replay, and you'll be able to see how I did it. Basically, just cross-hatched all the colors together. I'll show you. Let me show you since you weren't here. Here's the H and the M. Okay, so can you see how they shine? They don't have a top coat. These do not have a top coat on them. That's just the metallics and the gilding waxes on there, giving it that interest. They kind of look like metal. Okay, so now I'm adding Anastasia, which is our red metallic, red gilding wax. And I'm just going kind of over where the copper was, and I'm just giving it a light rub. And I did that because that has red in it, and it really like makes it looks nice against the red board. Okay, and now I'm going to just use a little bit of gold. Just kind of on the edges. I'm not cleaning my finger. If there's red or bronze in here, it's okay. And you just want to do it until you like it. I'm going to do a little bit on this edge right here. Okay, do y'all see? So there are just a little bit of gilding waxes to give it some interest. Okay, and now for this one, this is going to go over the top of this. So I'm just going to put it here and kind of see where it's going to be. So I'm going to just give these edges what will show a little bit of gilding wax. Because there's no sense in putting it where it won't be seen. You don't want to waste product. Okay. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the red. And then on the center, I'm going to add a little bit of red and a little bit of bronze. And then I'm going to give it a smush. Okay. Hey, honey, my husband's watching. Okay. So I could actually attach this. But do y'all see? Let me show you. Okay, can you see the rust on this? See that? Look at that. And then you can see where the bronze patinaed on the blue. And you can see some of the green. There's a little bit of green up in here in this corner here. But like I said, we mixed the sprays on accident. Thank you, Aunt Kate. So this is going to get glued with wood glue directly to this. But first I'm going to put some gilding waxes on here too. Just to give it a little bit of a shimmer on some of these edges. Even though the paint is shimmery, this adds even more depth to the paint. And I can add a little bit on here, add a little bit on top of the iron where the iron's not rusty. Just to give it a little bit of a shine. And let me grab my blue. Hang on one second. All good. So this is the teal, this is the turquoise teal. I like to use this one. Okay, hang on. Cross thread. So this is the teal gilding wax. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this on top of some of the blue one here, just to give it a little, just a little bit of a shine. Not much, because it is metal, you know, pretend metal, but it's, so the gilding waxes give it a little bit of a shine. And I'm really hoping that the new ones come out soon, because I know a lot of people are missing them. And see how this is already starting to get firm? That's wood. But it's already starting to get firm, and I'll heat this up again before I put it on here, because when you heat it up, even though this looks flat, if there's any bend at all to this, then when I heat this up to glue it to this, then I know it's going to perfectly fit on top of it. It's going to mold itself directly to the wood. So this is very, very subtle. You may not even be able to see it on camera, but it does have a little bit of a sheen to it where I've added the gilding. Let's see, that's bronze. Do y'all have any questions about anything that I've done? Because we're just about finished. Y'all don't need to see me glue it. I just use wood glue. This is what I use. Some of them use the thicken something. I forget what it's called, but it's the same brand. but it's a thicker glue. But I had 2 of these already, so there's no way I'm going to go purchase any different. This works perfectly well. So just again, kind of give you an idea. Let me just give you an idea of what I'm going to do with this. So I just don't have enough room really to do this. But I'm going to take this one. Ouch, it's hot. Okay, so I'm going to have this here, the O here. Can y'all see a little bit? So I'm going to have the O there, and then I'm going to have this, and I'm going to bend it over this, like this. You see? It's going to be bent around it, like that. And then this piece, can you see? I'm going to bend this around this like this. You see how that bends? Ouch. It's a little warm. I probably need to turn down my griddle. But these thicker pieces need to be really warm to get them bent. But that's what that's going to look like. And then I'll add the other pieces down here. But I have to glue these pieces down before I do all this. So I can't really do it right this moment. But let me show you all the other ones before I let you go, just so you can see the patina. Okay. So this is my key. Let me hold this up to it. Can y'all see it better like that? You see the blue and the green? That's got a very nice patina. That looks so good. Okay. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. And then the lock. You see the rust on the handle up here? It's not really wanting to focus, probably because it's just so tiny. And then this turned out really good too. Look at that. So that's got, this one was copper and rust. So I'm going to go ahead and, I got to get this one heated back up. Where is it? This needs to be heated back up. So I'm just going to add a little bit more gilding wax to these. And then glue everything together. And then I'll post pictures of it when it's all done. But thank y'all for watching me tonight. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow when I do some black wax on cobalt blue. All right, so you guys have a good night. Bye.